Well, hello.
Hello, you're back into your familiar slot.
I am. I am. I was expecting to see the voice of Lion-O talk for a little while, or somebody else, and it's just us.
Yeah, we've been a little discombobulated over here. We've been busy getting our act together because shows are starting up again. And
Oh, oh, good.
yeah, and of course, we're reinventing the wheel as we always do.
What does that mean? How so?
Oh, we changed our footprint, so we have to figure out. We changed how we did the footprint. We changed how we're getting stuff around.
Oh, you mean at shows?
Yeah, it shows. We
I was
basically.
like, I thought you meant like an online footprint. Okay, cool. Well,
Oh, we've been doing that too. We've
okay.
been doing that too.
Hey.
We've been like trying to figure out, okay, how does this Facebook thing work?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah.
How do oh yeah. If you hear any, ladies and gentlemen, but first of all, welcome everybody. If anybody's out there, let's hear you. Who's out there? Um yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. If you do hear any pounding or anything getting hit against the wall, that's John trying his best to get our stuff on Wayfair.
I thought you were saying Hebert trying to get his internet to work.
Oh no, that's the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, everybody! Oh,
There we are.
feeling the love.
Hey.
Let's
all right.
hear you. Let's hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to hear from you. Anne-Marie, thank you. Luke, Tyler, Kayla. There we go. People love us. Thank you.
I think they're more indifferent, but that's fine.
You know what? Just give it to me, Mustafa. Just let me
Okay.
have it. All right?
Sure. Hey, I'll be in your country like this time next week.
Awesome. And there's a 99.9% chance you will not get rejected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've decided to be friendly again.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah, I haven't flown to Canada in, oh my God, 15 years. So and I've never been to Toronto, so I'm excited. But then I'm also like, I'm just gonna set aside an extra few hours just in case. Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Yeah.
The flight here is beautiful. It's when you get off, and it's basically like a human. It's like a maze.
Yeah.
Like, here's the one thing I'm going to warn you. The one thing I love about U.S. airports is when you get off the airplane, it's not a long walk to get anywhere. And if it is, there's like a nice tram at the Toronto airport.
Yeah.
It's like a Lord of the Rings movie. There's a lot of walking.
Oh boy, really great. Just what you want to do with a bunch of artwork that you're carrying. Okay.
Just make sure you have wheels.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right.
Luke, if you haven't been here in 30 years, you got to come out and listen. Anyways, yeah, so we finally worked through our obstacle with Wayfair, and they have this really lovely, involved process of uploading the information. Every time he fills one out, it like opens up 30 more questions, and he just starts going,
Fun.
Wayfair. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MB Artist Alley. I'm your host, Stephen AHOLA. And beside me in the number 2 chair, back in the normal spot, is Marvel and DC artist Mostafa Moussa. So, Mustafa, I got a question. So, I've been doing a lot of data entry, doing a lot of this. And when it comes to your name, I go Mostafa Moussa, best known as Marvel and DC artist. But sometimes I accidentally put an inker. Which is the preferred statement?
I don't care. All
right, Marvel.
Well, I mean, it's like
I don't care.
It's like square. It's like square is a rectangle. Rectangle is square. Like it's whatever, man. You can say inker. You can say artist. You can say inker/artist. I saw somebody say ink artist, and I thought that sounded just a little pretentious. So I don't want to do that.
Art Inc. Make you sound like a company. You're an Art Inc.
Well, yeah, exactly. Right. Mustafa Inc. is my website. So yeah. I don't know. I'm not too picky about it.
All right, good. All right, I'm glad you're not picky about it because I think the odd one does sneak out that says inker, and there's most of them says artist.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Shoot, what was I gonna say? I don't know. I haven't had enough coffee.
If you figure it out.
What I was going to say is I thought you were going to say that you were typing in my name and it keeps trying to autocorrect to like something completely different than my name, because a lot of people do that. A lot of people have that. Like,
no, I've done your name so many times. My computer's like, yeah, we know who this is.
Yeah. Okay. Just type in MO, it just auto completes.
It does. But I can tell you this. For whatever reason, I don't know if the M and O are really close on the computer here, or I'm just lightning speed. But I always put capital N, capital O, and then the rest is lowercase. And I have to go back and fix the O.
You just want to make sure it's pronounced the way that you want. Mostafa, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Getting it right is important, because one time I did Bob's wrong and I heard about it forever.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Was Bob all in your face about it?
Bob is very particular on how you spell.
He gave you 12 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I got 12 minutes. I got a 12-minute earful is what I got. It was like, first, especially when there was that faux pas with the New Mutants.
Yeah. Oh, was it around that time then? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Like, look, man, it's Bob McLeod. Yeah. Started getting all.
This is how it went, Steven. We just had a long conversation about this on your stupid podcast. Because back when we did the Comic Vomit series, we had Bob on and we were talking about the New Mutants, and he spent like a good 15 minutes just going on about how they spelt his name wrong. And
yeah.
And then I went and did it.
Honestly, growing up, I thought it was pronounced McLeod because I was like 10. I didn't know any better, because like it doesn't look exactly how it would sound, or it isn't spelled exactly how it would sound. So like, yeah. But having had my name misspelled literally my entire life, I get it.
Well, me too. It's like, I don't know how basic AHOLA is, but apparently everybody goes Aloha.
Yeah. You find out how many dyslexic people there are in your circle, I think. Yeah.
A lot.
Like, I don't think I'm that dyslexic, and I still see it.
Do you?
I don't say it. I don't spell it that way, but like I have to correct myself. Yeah.
I get, well, here's what I get. Steven, you don't look Hawaiian. I'm not Hawaiian. I am so not Hawaiian. I am not even on the same continent.
We're the exact opposite of Hawaiian. Yes.
Yeah, my ancestors came in the other direction, the complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
Or they go, what nationality is that? And I'll go, Finn. And they're like, yeah, totally wrong. Not what I thought. They're like, Hawaiian?
Yeah. I'd never seen AHOLA before. So
no?
Only AHOLA I've ever met. Yeah.
Oh, it's like Smith in Europe.
I'm sure it is.
It is.
Sure. Yeah.
It is. And here's another thing. Ever since COVID, and I've been like doing a lot of these online stuff, I could tell where people are from in the States and the South based on how they make my H silent. They're like, hello, Steven, Areola?
Areola is unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, I like areolas.
I mean, hey, who doesn't? It's
Who doesn't like a good areola? Let's hope to God more people join us, huh?
I was gonna say, how long do we vamp until we start having to do things?
I don't know. We're doing well. We're on a roll. But speaking of mispronouncing, you said what did you say? McLeod? McLeod?
McLeod. I thought that was
McLeod. There you go. The big McLeod.
I was 10 or 11, like I don't know. It's like seeing John McClane and you'd see it McLean, Like I don't know.
Well, here's one for you. Speaking of names, for the longest time, and I think this is the French. Oh, thank God, Jamie's here.
Thank God Jamie's here.
We've been vamping. But anyways, for the longest time when I would read comics, I would read Rouge instead of Rogue.
Yeah, that I never understood. That's not a name. That's just education, I guess. I don't know. Canadian.
Thank you. I would blame French. I'm going to blame French, the French in me. And then all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden I saw the X-Men series and it was like, Rogue.
Yeah.
Yep. Completely.
Now,
wrong.
I used to think they were Centennials.
True.
I didn't know they were Sentinels. I thought they were Centennials.
Yeah.
And I thought it was Magneto. I didn't know it was Magneto because it's not a magnet; it's a magnet, right? So
Because he's
I think I'm right on that. Actually, I think people mispronounce his name.
That's because he's cool. He's
Magneto. Magneto is wrong.
It's because he's the cool kid.
Yeah, but Magneto would be cooler.
Magneto? Nah,
Magneto.
He's Magneto.
But it just sounds neato. I don't know.
I just love it that in the comics, like, we don't want to spell the whole thing. We're just gonna say Mags.
Mags. Yeah.
Maggie.
I would see Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jamie, thank God you're here. Anyways, yes.
What in the world did I want?
You've been missing a lot of that.
Yeah. Jamie, you're going to GalaxyCon in Richmond, right?
Yes, I am.
There you go, Luke. The answer is affirmative. Correct. Yes.
I will be there. I will be there.
All right, let's get the vamping's over, Mustafa. Look, suddenly we're at Foursquare. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MB Artist Alley Live. I'm your host again, Stephen AHOLA. We've just been vamping for the last 10 minutes. I thought it was pretty good, entertaining. Me and Mustafa have been chit-chattering. Joe and Jamie have came in. The Jays.
You started without me. You started without the uncle. You actually started without me.
You're my uncle?
Yeah. Yeah. Has your mom not talked to you recently about this?
No. But I do have a
Are you not on
Bobby Hall and my mother?
You know, I got an ancestry. What's the word I'm trying to say? Ancestry.com, and there's stuff you and I have to talk about.
Oh, well, just ask your sister beside you what that word means.
Apparently, somebody in your family was roving a little too much.
Oh my God!
Well, there is a portion of us that is French.
I thought maybe it was a relative.
So below me.
So if you're French, that explains the cheese smell. Is that
it? Ladies and gentlemen, legendary inker Joe Rubinstein. Apparently, my uncle is below me, and the future-bound GalaxyCon coming to a Luke Holbrook near you. Jamie Coker is with us. And I do have my sheet with us. I have a sheet of things to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. But first, now that we do have people here, let's go through our featured art prints. Ladies and gentlemen, featured art prints. Let's roll through it. You've got G.I. Joe 100 by Bob McLeod.
Why can't that guy spell his name right? I've never understood that.
Mustafa can give you the proper pronunciation. What was
that's right. Yeah.
McLeod.
McLeod.
Bob McLeod.
Bob McLeod.
Yeah. We have Black Cat by Chad Hardin. Francine Delgado, we have your X-Men Rouge Derby.
Oh
my gosh.
Jamie, talk to us about this one. He looks very intense and angry.
I posed for it. Okay.
Mars Attacks, man. It's a classic film. Was looked at as not a great film at the time, but it's definitely grown in popularity. And when I did the original sketch, it was kind of a warm up one day, and I saw your post about it, and I was like, well, if Steven thinks it's good enough to color and bring to full life all the way, then might as well do it. And had some fun with it. Played with the lighting a lot. Basically, just like a love letter to the movie, man. It's a classic. Young Jack Black.
Sorry, was the only movie the Tim Burton one, or was there an earlier one?
You know, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was based on the Topps cards, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It just seems like there would have been a '50s version of it before Tim Burton got around to it.
Nope. Just the top cards.
My brother-in-law was in that movie.
Really?
Yeah. He's the square-jawed scientist who goes, "It was always in the chewing gum." And apparently he did that scene like 15 times because Burton thought it was really funny.
Wow.
Well, Jamie, I can say this is one of those images. Every time we put it up at a booth, it comes down at the booth. It never lasts very long up at a show. So,
well, good.
To you, awesome. So very cool. And what's the sound they make, Jamie?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know why? Because I Am Groot was taken.
Yes. All right, next one. James C. Mulligan, who's flying over the Atlantic. This is his Darth Vader, Sith Lord of the Empire.
I think that's the way to go.
Speaking of which, we're going to talk about this today. But tell us about the painting you did here, Uncle Joe.
It's a watercolor.
It's a watercolor. Forget about
watercolor. It's got some gouache, and actually, I think this is a good example of wanting to know. Hi, Ariel. You're looking gorgeous. I think this is a good example of knowing your material, because I could have just painted the portrait and that would have been fine. But knowing that he was like cosmic and in and out of reality and all that sort of stuff, it seemed to me, well, let's show the universe through the man to show that he is integrated into it. Otherwise, if somebody just handed me a photograph and say, paint him, I would have painted him without all that weirdness going on. And I think it's a good likeness, you know.
I like it. And it's one of those pieces that if you're going to get one, you might as well get all four.
I think so too, because you know, Christmas does roll around faster than you think. So.
Okay, there we go. So we got anyways, John, we don't know if he's going to join us. If he does, I'm sure it'll be in bed. But we got his Batman versus Punisher Unleashed. Lobos, we got your Catwoman. We're going to be talking about this one as well. We got Burglar Perch. Mustafa, you want to talk about this one?
Sure. It
Nice.
was a Dark Phoenix piece that I'd been kind of just had to the side, and I said I should do something with this, get it colored, and then I said, you know, it wouldn't be too hard to just have it be Jean Grey, don't have the eyes whited out and stuff, you know, and so turn it into Jean Grey, and you know, you can tell the Jean Grey fans because they'll buy the Dark Phoenix version and then the regular Jean Grey version here.
Who's
So,
the penciler?
it's Matthew Weldon, really talented artist out of North Austin in Texas here.
Does he do anything professionally?
Yeah, he just did a cover for Red Sonja that turned out really nice. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He doesn't do as much as he should. He's kind of a late bloomer, but like I think he's on the way up.
His choice, or they're not hiring him enough?
He doesn't put himself out there like he should. So
all right.
yeah, so I would try to get him work whenever I could, and so this was one of my favorite things we worked on together.
Okay.
The pink there, for whatever reason, I keep thinking that pink is like an exploding bubblegum bubble.
Right.
Yeah, like Jubilee's popped bubblegum bubble or something.
But this, when I'm looking at the 3D stuff, I always think of this one as a good 3D one.
Oh yeah. Or you could do a lenticular where they turn from like Dark Phoenix to Jean Grey. You know.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What's a lenticular?
Oh, you know, where like you turn it one way and it's one thing.
Oh, you mean the image like a 3D thing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like Harry Potter pictures.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
All right, moving on. Lionel. All right, moving on. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, those are the featured art prints. Those are the featured art prints today. If you want to get one of those art prints, just say claim Coco. That's Cobra Commander. Claim Coco or claim Mars Attacks, and Love G to help you out. Or go over to mbartist.com, and whether you want fine art, platinum, or canvas, with the aptly titled promo code, free shipping, you'll get exactly that on checkout. Free shipping. Not only that, but today, folks, we want you to engage. We want you to type. We want you to just talk to us out there, because today and today only is random Love G Pick a Winner Day here on the MB Artist Alley. So Love G is going to randomly pick a winner. So make sure you chat often and be as whatever as you witty as you wish. And Love G is going to pick a winner today. Anyways, all right, let's get those out of here. Let's get to my list. My very hard thought. What the hell happened?
Oh, Mr. Carter. Oh. I gotta
Put that arm down, Joe.
I got a question.
Okay.
So who here in this rather adult, mature crowd still reads comic books, and which ones?
That's on my list.
And
That's
I
a
don't
good
want to
question.
do it.
That's a good question.
That's on my list. Comics. Does anybody care?
Okay, fine. All right.
So do you want to go right to that? All right. So basically, we're going down to 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So last week I noticed that there was a landslide of covers for Spider-Man #1, as if we haven't had enough. So this is Spider-Man #1, volume 86. Does anybody else feel the same way I do? Like, really? Like another number?
Is it just called Spider-Man? I don't even know.
Well, it's Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Amazing Spider-Man, really? Jeez.
Yeah.
The wonderful and talented Ariel reads comics.
Who's the team on Spider-Man?
Solo book. There's no team.
What?
The art team, the writing team, the creative
I have
team.
no idea. But every artist has a cover.
Well, because usually now when they start a new series, it's because of the team. So like Grant Morrison wants to do Superman, let's start over Superman, right? You know, whoever wants to do Batman, let's start over Batman. You know.
Well, is it any different? Spider-Man? What's different about it than every other Spider-Man?
Right.
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
No, I'm asking too. Like, what makes this different than the previous Amazing Spider-Mans?
Well, that leads to my next one and Joe's question. Comics. Does anybody care? Trust me, I love comics. I love the art. I was an avid reader up until the 90s when they did Onslaught and killed half the Marvel Universe. And then they did Kingdom Come and basically put a bow on the DC Universe. I actually stopped for like 10 years until they did the New 52. And that sucked me in. And then I was an avid reader again. And then I don't know. It's just like I just petered out somewhere in the last 5 years.
What was it about New 52 that brought you back?
Well, it was the first time they ever did. They reset Superman. I
thought Man of Steel was like the reset for Superman.
No, but it was the first time Action Comics. It was the first time there was an Action Comics #1 since 1940 whatever.
Okay.
39?
39?
38, right? 39 was Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was the first time there was a Batman #1. It was the first time there was a Action Comics #1. The first time there was a Wonder Woman #1.
So their marketing worked on you.
But did X-Men #1 by Jim Lee, which sold 7 million copies, is it worth anything? Because there's 7 million of them out there.
Right, exactly. The originals are worth something.
Well, yeah, I'm just wondering. So, give it another 40 years, they will be, because then they will be lost and thrown away and damaged.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Well,
depending on the movies, you know, they'd be like, "Oh my God, this is the first appearance of X-Men." No, it's not.
You know, it seemed that if a book was number 100 or number 1 or number 50, people bought more, thinking, "Well, this is special because it's number 100."
Right.
I did Tangled Web of Spider-Man. One of those Spider-Mans, and I did issue number 50 with Alex Saviuk, and it was the most royalty money I've ever gotten for anything because it was issue number 50. Which
Web of Spider-Man, right?
Oh,
yeah, all right. You know, I choose to have my brain cells elsewhere, but
fair enough.
Mustafa, keep it in your head. Sure,
that's fine. I'll keep your career in my head.
But I mean, it was like and it was only 3/4 of the book. For some reason, they did like the last 5 pages was a backup, and I got this enormous royalty check. And it's just because it was issue 50. We're not complaining, but I mean, that was sort of an incentive to do a new #1 and a one-shot #1 and a silver cover #1 and, you know, and all that stuff. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons a lot of people petered out, because they were just getting used.
Well, I know that's what happened in the 90s, because you would have to get the regular edition, get the 4 fold-out edition, get the foil edition, and then everybody would buy.
Yeah, it was like hitting 100 issues was a big deal, right? So, and it's a big deal. Then hitting 50 issues is a big deal. Then hitting 25 issues is a big deal. Then hitting 10 issues is a big deal. Then like 5th issue, all of a sudden, like everything became a big deal that nothing was a big deal. And the big deal was always the covers.
Finishing a storyline now is a big deal.
Right, exactly. And the big deal was the cover and not what was in it. And you know, I remember talking to a collector friend of mine back in the 90s. I was like, hey man, if I rip that cover off, would you still want to buy that book? He's like, no, it'd be ruined. I'm like, that's what I thought. You don't care about what's in the book, you just care about the cover. And we've come full circle where the gimmick now for covers or for comics is the artist on the cover, which I'm totally okay with because that's keeping me in business.
Right.
Well, it's like, why don't you just buy an art print then?
Well,
I mean, I'm good with either.
Right.
I try to hedge my bets.
And look, admittedly, comic books were dumber in the 50s and 60s and maybe even the 70s. But I like the cover that said something like, you know, don't drop that gorilla, Batman, or the city will explode. You know, okay, I gotta go find out why that gorilla is an exploding gorilla. But now it's like pin up, generic. We can do something with it later. It doesn't have to be specific to the comic book. And I don't know if they do that because they do want to make the work interchangeable or extend its life. But I wouldn't mind a cover where somebody says something, and sometimes you even go, this image isn't in the comic book, but buy the comic book anyway, you know. But look, comic books were more fun. They just plain old were. I like the fact that they're serious and they're grown up and they don't do stupid stuff, but comic books were more fun, you know. And now I think it's all the kids who grew up reading comic books saying, well, why doesn't Lois know it's Clark Kent? That's just stupid. They had to start making some sense of the world that didn't make a lot of sense. And on top of that, you know, when the first idea for Prince Valiant was to have him age naturally, die, and his son to take over. And they went, we're not doing that. We're not killing, you know. But comic books, a character's not supposed to go on for 60, 70, 80 years because you've seen it. They've done it. What's new? Luther's going to show up with a new costume, an old costume, a different costume, a better costume. Okay, still Luther. You know, so I understand that they have to keep throwing it out. And nobody wants the Joker to really die because what is Batman without the Joker? You know? But it's a weird form that, I mean, they even killed Sherlock Holmes. And then, of course, 15 years later, he needed the bucks and brought him back. But nobody's supposed to last as long as these characters do without turning into something else. And at least when they did Batman, the older one, whatever they called that one, when he in the future.
Dark Knight Returns?
Beyond?
At least that talked about some evolution. But like everything else, that's just the storyline we can ignore while we do the one we want to do. So.
Yeah, and that was before Elseworlds existed, so it was like, you know what? Let's just make this what's going to happen. You know, they didn't say like a potential, possible, maybe future. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with What If, right? Because if you look at What If in its original run, basically everything that was a What If has at some point become canon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
Everything.
Storylines for things. Yeah.
Number one was what if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? Guess what?
And then he did.
He eventually joins the Fantastic Four. What if Jane was the Mighty Thor? Guess what? Jane became the Mighty Thor.
What if the original Marvel bullpen became the Fantastic Four? I like that one.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Oh, it's great. Sam is Mr. Fantastic and Jack's the Thing, you know. And I think it was Flo Steinberg was the Invisible Girl. So that was just cute and fun, you know.
Yeah,
let's come up with another idea.
Yeah. Well, you were saying about how comics used to be a lot more fun. I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm working, and they talk about how they pick up comics now. They want to go to the store and buy stuff, and they go and they're like, there's nothing here that speaks to me. Like they read I don't know if it was Batman or something. It was some superhero where like there's no punches thrown, there's no costume. It's just talking the entire time, like the entire issue. It's not like, you know, like somebody just died and they have to like process it. It's just a regular issue where everybody's just kind of in their feelings. Like I don't know if I want to read that. Enough of that. I think there's enough of it out there. You know, comics want to be escapism.
Well, I'll tell you, when I did the Green Arrow book with Mike Horton, I think it was, the writer had Green Arrow and Black Canary having marital problems and would have them in therapy. And I don't know that he wasn't going through therapy, so it was something he wanted to write about. But I don't think the average comic book kid wants to watch these people talking about their problems and feelings unless it's, you know, Romeo and Juliet when it's about problems and feelings. So it's like, I don't think the kids cared. Just like Spider-Man, I think is the greatest superhero ever invented because we all identify with this, lonely, sensitive kid who likes to read comic books and wants to be loved. But when he got to the point where he was an international photojournalist married to a supermodel, I couldn't quite relate to it because I didn't have a supermodel handy. It's like you want to change them, but are they something that people care about anymore?
What are you talking about, Joe? You got Fran.
I want Fran. Fran, are you listening?
Oh God,
Fran, I promise I will never ask you to marry me. Okay, please go with it.
That's a plus for her.
I'm saying that.
I'm sure that's the only thing holding her back.
Well, you were talking about a good point that you brought up there was when I loved comics, the cover not only told you what was going to happen, took a pivotal point inside the book, but it also led you a little bit away from what actually happens in the book. Like it teased you like, here's something that could happen. Like it allowed you to jump to a conclusion that doesn't happen in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Covers are so disjointed now between what's inside and what's on the cover. It's just going to be a cool superhero pose or a lady being sexy and has nothing to do with the story inside.
But
Mustafa,
Mustafa, I disagree with you on one point. Maybe it's my age, really, but look, I think Watchmen's wonderful, and I think lots of comic books are wonderful, but superheroes have left me. I really don't want to read 22 pages of people punching each other out. I'd rather read Will Eisner's stuff, which talks about real issues and history and God, and I'd rather read things that are just more substantial, that maybe relate more to the world we live in. And not to say that I want to read a comic book every day about the atrocities in Ukraine. It's like, well, that's a funny, but there are things you can read that relate more to what you've gone through or what you'd like to go through or what you hope to happen, instead of like, okay. And there's a constant pattern. I think it happened in X Factor #1, which I inked, where, like the Beast meets somebody and the first thing he does is starts punching him out because, oh, you're another super guy. There must be a threat here, instead of saying, hello, who are you?
Yeah.
Do we have anything to fight about here? But
Well,
like,
I guess I was trying to illustrate about how like comics used to be a lot more fun and now they're a lot more serious and stuff. But I will say in the 90s, like when he was talking about with Onslaught and all of that, I kind of stopped reading superheroes because they just didn't speak to me anymore. And I was still in my teens, so just comics were just not written very well in the mid 90s. And I was still reading comics, but I was reading stuff like Preacher and like stuff that's like real, not real world necessarily, but not like spandex and flying guys. I still like drawing them. I just didn't care about reading them anymore. And it wasn't really until Ultimates, when that came out, that I started actually caring about characters again, like superheroes again.
Are there any comic books out there that are fun, like Major Disaster or Ambush Bug or something like that, where it's just fun to read a comic book? Even Lobo, as horrible and disgusting as that was fun because he was just so over the top. And mind you, when I was reading The Authority, great stuff.
But that was awesome. That's the kind of stuff that I would want to read, where it's superheroes, but it's like turning it on its head with Warren Ellis and Mark Miller. Those guys are genius.
With these rough times and like certainly the pandemic and other things, like, do I want to start watching another series about people who are going through crisis and hell, or would I rather? And I guess you don't like it, or would I rather watch Peacemaker, which is just goofy shit?
I was gonna say Peacemaker as a comic book. That's what we need, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, where do you get your fun? And maybe people don't buy comic books because it's like, I don't know, this is fun anymore. I mean, but mind you, there is a place in the world for Daredevil and Elektra and the Hand and big threats and people killing each other, and she dies and she comes back. So it's not to say dramatic comic books aren't great, but you got to sort of be in the mood, if not in your life, to want to read another one of those this week. So.
Well, I don't know if this applies, but has anybody read the Umbrella Academy series at all?
I haven't.
A little bit.
I haven't read it.
Like, I watched the show and was so pleasantly surprised. I actually went and read the original material, and it's even more out there than the show is. It basically just And it takes everything that you're talking about. It doesn't take. It's serious in nature in terms of how they attack it, but it's so goofy and outlandish in terms of the situations, how they're drawn. It's just fun.
Well, that's like the Doom Patrol TV series. It is the craziest thing, and it is so much fun, and it's just weird. I hope I don't give this too much away, but flying asses with teeth. What else do you need in life, really?
Yeah.
I gotta watch this thing.
Oh,
It's a good show.
It's insane. It's wonderful.
So it's really good then. Okay, because like DC was pumping out something every 2 or 3 months, and I thought that was maybe just a little too much. You know,
you mean a
production.
series?
No, for quality. I was afraid like there was gonna be a problem with the quality of it. You know.
Well, you know, it's good. Look, I think you guys had a review of Batman the last time. I just saw it. It was great. I loved every minute of it. He's really skinny, and he looks like he was healthier when he was a vampire than when he was Bruce. But you know, it was a wonderful dark movie and good. And then I can go watch a Umbrella Academy to cleanse my palate with a little sorbet. You know.
All right. Well, since you brought it up, why don't we segue it? So basically, you're jumping around my list like a plinko. Let's talk about the Batman.
It's Mr. Plinko to you. It's
Uncle,
my new superhero, Mr. Plinko.
No, we're gonna call you Uncle Plinko. Uncle Plinko has brought up the Batman.
Okay.
I saw it on the weekend. Obviously, Joe saw it. Mustafa, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Jamie?
Nope.
Oh, look at that face. Oh my God, he's got it. Okay.
Mustafa, give your opinion of the Batman.
Well, I wanted to do it when Joe wasn't on because I knew he'd have comments for me. It was fine. It was fine. It was a Batman.
Yeah.
It was not the Batman. It was a Batman.
Did you find, like, when I was watching it, I was like I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, I didn't go in with high expectations.
Did it need to be 3 hours?
No.
Where do you go from there? What's the sequel going to be? A multi-part, like 5-hour trilogy?
It wasn't the Joker. It wasn't the Riddler, and it wasn't the Penguin, but it was characters that like what's going to happen now. So I like. Well, you have to throw everybody out and just go. What's this movie about? A bad guy fighting some weirdos.
I mean, not doing any spoilers since Jamie hasn't seen it, but like
they all die at the end. Go ahead.
Right. But the thing about it that's the most kind of humbling for me is this, unfortunately, is the effort of my generation. It's people who grew up around my same era, same age, right? Like Pattinson and Reeves and all these guys. That's what we have to offer, and I hate it. I hate that. I hate that that's what we have to offer because there's been so many better efforts. And you could see watching the movie, if you've seen movies, you see the inspirations that they were using. Like, oh, okay, that's from Seven. Oh, that's from Zodiac. Oh, okay, cool. But like they weren't nearly as well executed. So it just feels like a copy of a copy of a copy.
So I felt more like they were stealing than just like an homage.
No, not stealing, paying tribute, but like not very effectively.
I don't know. I
mean, not authentically.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things is exactly. It's like a Force Awakens.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Right.
They just kind of take some things and put it together, and they make a meal. It's Jamie, not a great meal. It's not awful.
Right. Jamie, I'm not the walking encyclopedia that Mustafa is. So I just looked at it and went, nice, good, violent, interesting. Oh, that's different. Yeah. I mean, Alfred has a beard. Okay. And and you know, I think it's.
How about that big showdown at the end, huh?
I thought it was great. I also saw Bill Sienkiewicz art all through it, at least.
Right?
Yeah.
I did like the. So
it's like
the thing is, I like the influences.
Right.
I like where they got it from.
It's different because you know what? If it was the same, Mustafa would be complaining about how the same it was. Okay. So it's and that's the problem. That's the problem with being a creator, whether you're a writer or God knows a musician. It's like, wait a second, that doesn't sound like the stuff he used to do that I used to bought. Oh, wait a second, this is that same old stuff. He always does that all the time. I'm getting tired of it. You know, so it's very hard to get your personal thing on it. So the director, he threw the Riddler out and made it that guy.
Yeah.
And he threw the Penguin out and made it that guy.
Penguin was great.
Right. And he also brought in some bits and pieces about the Wayne's history that was never before. Which I don't know. I don't know.
trying
that
to
it
reinvent
disturbed
the
anything.
wheel.
Right.
Trying to reinvent the wheel, like making the Batcave what they did, making where he lives,
Well,
where they did,
right, so instead of living in
why?
Wayne Manor, he lives in Wayne Tower. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
makes more sense actually. I don't mind that change, but
does.
like it seems like it's changed for change sake. Oh, like hey, all these cars are really cool. Let's just make it a Camaro with some shit stuck on it.
Well, but I
Like-
mean, look,
Wow.
right? But every
That's what it
Damn.
is. Yeah, take a look at it up close.
Right.
It looks.
But every Marvel and
Yeah.
DC movie is let's make change for change's sake. Because why does Wolverine have to have that costume? And why does Superman have to have that costume? And oh yeah, by the way, he's now this and he's now that, and he lives like here. And she used to be a black person, but now she's a white person. But she was a white person, now she's a black person. And it's like, but they're trying to find who they are and not make the same movie over and over again.
Oh,
which God knows,
Yeah.
Schumacher, he did, and it was a horrible movie.
Yeah,
It was just a retread of what's
it was
being done.
it was
you know.
call back to the '60s,
Right,
is what it
and
was.
of course,
Yeah.
everybody.
No, it
hated
was just a
Keaton.
callback
Right,
to the recycling bin.
right. And everybody hated the fact that Keaton was Batman. Are you crazy?
Yeah,
and then
he made it
loved
work.
him. And
Yeah.
Pattinson, he's way too skinny, but he did get into shape. But the
Did
fact
he?
is, what? Well, no, he was. He had
Did he?
He had lean body. He
Uh.
wasn't big. But my point is, if I were Batman, I would get into that walking tank also. So it really wouldn't matter what was inside of it.
Yeah,
You know.
I liked from the shoulders up. I liked the way he looked as Batman. You know, now the whole movie he's looking at you like this, or like this.
You know my one problem with
He
this.
doesn't want to look straight at you. He just looks.
Right. Now I know you're a shoulder man, Mustafa.
I am. I'm a shoulder guy.
Right. But
Yeah.
but the one problem I had was so much of the side of his face was exposed instead of the mask. But see, if you get punched, you should need something there.
Yeah.
So I
Oh,
wondered why
also-
they threw it all the way back.
Also, they had to make him bulletproof because, good
Yeah.
God, he got shot a lot.
Oh man.
Holy crap!
He did.
I've never
And great.
seen
He got
anybody
so he was
ever,
smart.
ever a superhero ever get shot as much as he does. Move.
Oh my god.
Wiggle around. I don't know, something, man.
Wiggle
Like,
around.
they really wanted to focus on how bulletproof he was.
Damn.
A
Good.
lot.
Okay, so they invented it and they wanted to show it off.
Yeah.
All right.
But then you look up
Wow.
close and it's like, wait, that's freaking leather. What do you bulletproof from that? Yeah.
It's
That's
do,
fine.
Do you
That's
know?
a fine
Do you know?
movie.
Do you know that the armor, right, the armor,
It's a
that
Batman.
the armor
Man.
that the ancient Chinese would wear was actually multi-folded paper, so that it was so tough you couldn't get through it because it's layer after layer after layer after layer, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
the leather just might have a lovely comic book art lining the book.
Yeah.
You know, your stuff, which is bulletproof.
He stuffed the new 52 in his suit to
I was
bullet.
thinking. I was thinking your originals because they're bulletproof.
Oh, are they? Well, all right.
Well, look at you.
I don't know.
Anyway, all right, we're done with that. On to
Are you two done?
No, I
Man.
can go on another 20 minutes, but I'll stop. I think as a movie, you should have a big ending showdown, and it's Showdown.
Wait, so you mean there's no showdown between the werewolves and the shiny
No,
vampires?
no. Werewolf.
Yeah, I think so. I may have passed out. I don't know.
No, but they
At
do
the
play
3-hour mark, I
All right,
nodded
next
off.
time Mustafa and I you get together, we're gonna arm wrestle over it to see who's right.
Let's do it. All right, I am a shoulder guy.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I know that's why I'm gonna shave mine for you.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
He's a shoulder guy, but he runs like Barney Rubble. All right, so
Right.
here's my thoughts on the movie. Now that you
Who
guys,
asked you?
Oh,
Good night, everybody.
man.
Go ahead if you really have to. Like a sneeze, you gotta get it out.
Comedy is
Go
timing plus
ahead.
delivery, and that was
Fine.
perfect. Anyway,
All right.
let's hear your thoughts, Steve.
Let's hear your thoughts.
I threw my paper. There now. Uncle
So-
Joe has hijacked the show. Anyways, when I was watching it, I was like, I was just absorbing everything, and I was enjoying the story and everything. I love the Commissioner Gordon. Like
Yeah.
I forget the actor's name, but he was awesome.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Especially the line where he goes, "I don't do guns." He goes, "I'm a cop. That's your thing, man."
Yeah, he's wearing gloves.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
was like, this movie, it's like it didn't feel it was. I knew I was watching a Batman. I know the characters were Batman Mythos characters, except my brain kept trying to match it with something else, and it wasn't until after. And you said it already.
Seven and Zodiac, yeah. So like again, like I as much as I like comics, I am a movie fan first. And like I see all these references and I'm like, okay, cool, but they did it better.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna reference it, man, try to like elevate the material and not do like a pale imitation is what it felt like to me.
Well,
Also, I'm not gonna give away spoilers, but how does somebody get punched in a cop? How's a cop get punched in a police place and then like it's totally cool later when they see him?
Yep.
Because
that
he's
happen?
doing good stuff.
Oh,
Well,
right.
I got another one for
Shooting
you.
at him with his
I got
bullet.
another one for you. How does the main antagonist pass out, and then they remove him from the location? They take him to a different location.
Uh-huh.
Hours pass,
Yeah.
and just as he comes to, they're like, "I got an idea. Let's take
Yeah.
off his mask.
Oh, he's starting to wake up. Let's take the thing off. Yeah.
Let's do it now."
Yeah. How do you make a 3-hour movie and not have a showdown at the end?
I don't.
I think there's a show.
And the
Yeah,
protagonist.
with that dude with that random. I'm trying to not spoil things.
You know what? I think it was either Oscar Wilde or George Bernard Shaw, who you might remember wrote The Green Arrow in the early '60s, who said, "Art fails me what resembles life too much," and what that means is there's all kinds of stuff that happens in life, which is so fantastic that if you read it in a book, you'd go, "Well, that's ridiculous. That never happens." You don't run into your best friend in a train station in Spain that you didn't know he was in the country, and you go, "What are you doing here?" You know, I mean, all kinds of stuff like that happens in life. So to say like, well, why didn't they think to take off his mask now instead of 4 hours later? It's like, they were busy. They had lunch.
They were all standing around him. They're all like,
I'm just.
"I'll come with a stick."
I'm not saying it made sense, but you'd be surprised how often it's like, well, why didn't you think to do that? It says,
right.
Oh yeah,
It's starting to stir.
Right,
Now
right.
I should probably do it
Yeah,
now
you know,
before he gets
something.
up. Yeah.
Something happened with me. Right.
Yeah.
Something happened with me where somebody, one of the companies said I'd been paid too much money, and they were going to start deducting money from me till it was all paid back because of a weird math thing. And then about 10 years later, I thought, why didn't I ask them to show me the paperwork to prove it? Like, why didn't I? I was so stunned and shocked that I was getting money taken away from me. I forgot to have outrage and say, prove it. Doesn't make sense, does it? But it's what my mind didn't do.
So you know that meme where they have Loki and he has that scene in the series where he goes, "Well, that's really unfortunate." So anyway, and they have that meme.
Oh yeah.
So this movie, they spend 2.5 hours. So basically, you have your main protagonist, right? And they're building him up. And because it's a whodunit, they're starting to also bring out the true villain. I don't know if you've noticed, but this movie had every time they built up a protagonist, you would get to the peak of it, and they'd be like, so anyway, moving on. And then they'd go to the next protagonist that they were building on the whole movie, and it was like...
Protagonist or antagonist?
Antagonist.
Sorry, antagonist.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
He's from Canada. It's backwards there.
Yeah.
That's where
it's a double. So, because they had because really when you break it down, there's two antagonists.
Well, and who they focused on towards the end, I was like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, nobody cares. The third act consisted of people you didn't know and didn't care about.
So I got to say, this is my last thing I want to say about it.
Because they left stuff up in the air. Was like, was that real? Wasn't that real? How does that change everything? Can we trust these people? And so it's giving it room for not changing the Batman basis, but maybe, and also sort of.
Well, when you take away his motivation, then all of a sudden it's like, what were you doing training to be Batman? If that's your motivation, and then you're like, oh, actually, not so great.
But that's good because that makes a person wonder what's his life all about now.
Exactly.
But that's good.
I got enough of that.
No, that gives more pathos to the character. It's like
it was executed well.
You've been doing this. Look, they did that sort of in Jessica Jones. It's like, this is what you thought your life was all about. Now the rug has been taken from under it, and you go, wait a second, who am I now? I had one motivation, and now something else is going on. And that gives depth and pathos to a character, I think, instead of, oh, Krypton blew up and I'm cool. I know what I'm going to do. It's like, oh, wait a second. Jor-El was a douche.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
didn't care.
Yeah, I don't know. So okay, real quick. That was Venom, right?
Who?
What was
When?
that?
Where?
Venom, the juice, the thing that makes Bane. I hope it's okay to say. I mean, we're not saying when he uses it, but and who uses
Oh,
it.
in the leg?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, that's adrenaline.
That was just adrenaline. Yeah.
Yeah, it was adrenaline.
It was green, man. That's Venom.
I swear to God,
Adrenaline
for a
doesn't come
second
in
there, I
like
thought you
bright
were
green.
symbiote.
No, in the comics, right?
Yeah, I know
Batman,
Bane
he
is
got
Yeah,
addicted
yeah.
to Venom,
Yeah.
and he had to kick it, right? It was like a storyline in the late 80s, right? And then they repurposed that Venom for Bane.
I thought it was just adrenaline.
Yeah, I thought it
Really?
was adrenaline.
Yeah.
You guys didn't think it was Venom?
No.
No, I was too stuck on
It was
who the hell
bright
is right
green.
now.
That's comic booky stuff.
No. Sometimes the cigar. is
Everything
just
else is
color.
like black and gray and red, and then there's that juice. That's not Venom? No.
It's all right.
Might I just say, you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Now you
of
don't need
making
to see
me
the
feel
movie.
like I didn't need to see this movie yet.
Honestly, you can,
Fantastic
you
job.
can wait.
Jamie,
It's a good
here you go.
movie.
I'm going to break it down for you.
Penguin was
Act 1 was The Phantom Menace. Act
Oh,
2
God.
was more of The
No.
Phantom Menace. Act 3 was Attack of the Clones.
Wow, you really didn't like it. I liked it more than that.
Damn.
No, I liked it, but it was just like
Damn.
No, that's a really bad review.
it went like
Holy
this,
crap.
and then it went, and it's
Really?
like, yeah, well, it was like, okay, there's the bad guy, done.
I think
Oh,
it went
there's
like
the bad
that.
guy, done. Who are all these bad guys? We don't care.
I think it was
We're
just a solid, fine
Yeah.
movie.
Okay. Let's break it down like this. A to F. What grade would you give it?
C plus.
Yeah,
Damn.
No.
B minus.
It's a good movie.
B minus, B minus.
Maybe a B minus. Maybe.
Yeah, B minus.
So okay, so here's my problem. I've been rewatching some of the Batman movies lately, like Dark
Yeah.
Knight was on, and Dark Knight Rises. I like
Yeah.
a lot more now. The original Michael Keaton Batman, like there's an artistry to them. Some of them are kind of silly moments and stuff, but there's a level of quality to those movies that I just didn't see in this thing.
Yeah, for me, I'd put this around 3 or 4. Like for me, The Dark Knight's number 1,
Yeah.
Batman 89, and
Yeah.
then I would put
I
this.
got those reversed, but yeah.
I
I say he's the 5th best Batman, live action Batman.
oh, really?
Yeah, 5th.
Okay, all right, I had it at 3, but I will say this: I like Affleck better.
Ben Affleck was better.
Ben Affleck was better as
It was
Batman.
better, but he's certainly over George Clooney.
Oh yeah, he's over George Clooney. He's over Val Kilmer, so he's 5th.
So
Adam
George
West.
Clooney
beats
had a
him.
visa.
Adam West beats him.
Adam West.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go around saying I'm Batman. I was Batman.
Yeah. When he takes off his helmet, that's when I check out. My soul leaves my body. When he's all like emo Batman or
Yeah.
emo Bruce Wayne.
Emo Wayne.
And that's the thing. Like, this is my generation. Like, this is growing up. They listen to Nirvana and stuff, and like he's stuck in the 90s, this director. I don't understand, man. He looks like he's at a Nirvana concert. They play the same freaking Nirvana song twice. It's not that good a song. You got better songs.
I just love the fact that now they've established that if you're crazy, you go stay at Bruce Wayne's mom's house.
right, that's new. That's new.
So like all the upper ups is the Wayne Industries, all the crazy town, and all that stuff. That's Bruce's mom. What are they trying to tell us? All right.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're saying I should just wait for HBO Max then? Is what I'm
No,
hearing?
watch the movie on a big screen.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
So I was told I need to see Dune, and I need to see it on a big screen. Have you guys seen Dune?
Dune. Yeah,
No.
I've seen Dune.
Did you see it, Joe?
No, was it good, Steve?
I
Did it
like
get nominated?
Batman way more.
It's like Blade Runner. Did you like
No,
Blade
it's
Runner?
not. Take that
No,
back.
no. Let me finish. So the director, forget
Blade
his
Runner
name.
2048 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
2049.
It's
that.
got the same. It's got the same pacing as the Blade Runner 2048.
I don't know how this guy
Oh.
keeps getting work, man. His movies suck.
It's visually beautiful, and it's. You don't think it's visually beautiful? I thought it was
It's
awesome.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
What is bad about it is that he didn't know. He basically left. It's like the first Lord of the Rings. It just ends.
It felt okay. Look, when they say Dune and it says part 1 in the first 2 minutes, I'm like, the audacity of this guy. What if this movie is no good? Why don't you finish your freaking story? Give us freaking a third of a movie.
But you can say that about Lord of the Rings, for God's sakes. They planned on
did.
3 of them, not knowing if the first one wasn't a major bomb.
I hated that first movie.
Well, see, Back to the Future, right? I think that was a really good execution of like it tells a story and then it leaves stuff open.
Yeah, but the
That
point
Dune movie?
Yeah, but the
Come
point
on.
Mustafa, you just did the point of difference. The point of difference is the commonalities between Lord of the Rings and Dune is that they're based off of novels that are this thick. So you can't just take a critically acclaimed novel and condense it into a 3-hour movie.
So you like the movie though?
I went in knowing what it was going to be. I enjoyed the story because it was closer to the novel. I enjoyed the cinematography. However, with that said, I kept going back to the David Lynch Dune.
What did you think
I
about?
rewatched that, David. I fell asleep halfway through that movie. I woke up, the movie was still going on. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't do this."
Well,
like, I need to rewatch that movie.
That's because you were bottle feeding.
I was 14. Bottle feeding?
When I saw the Dune movie, I thought, well, this has to be a miniseries because there's too much of it for this one movie. But then, Stephen, what did you think of the miniseries?
It was okay. The miniseries was more complete because it was television. Now, with that said, I'll admit I was younger when the miniseries came out, and I was like, "This ain't David Lynch." So I had a bias to it where I don't have a bias to that anymore. But the budget that this guy had to play with, it's like
I don't understand how this guy keeps getting like an Oscar nominations and like big budget movies like
the rest of us. He sleeps around.
Yeah,
it must.
There you go.
But Stephen, you said that the miniseries was more complete because it was TV. What did you just say?
Well, with TV, you can take your time and you can layer the characters. You can spend, you know what I mean? It's like it's for the same reason why the Disney Plus series are more engaging and more intimate than the movies are.
Well, sometimes you have filler when you do that, though. You want to make every episode impactful, you know? Honestly, the Batman, I think it would have worked as an HBO Max 6-episode series.
Yes.
I think it would have worked.
Yeah, it would have been a lot better. It would have been a lot better because they wanted to go gritty. They wanted to go realism. Do that over like a movie. Because of streaming, movies now are event watching. Because A, you got to fork out cash. B, it's the time investment. And C, I could watch anything, anywhere, anytime I want. So if you want me to show up to your movie, you got to give me a reason, like Spider-Man, Far From Home, Endgame.
I find that except for the event movies like we were just talking about, I find movies don't excite me, but I don't have to rush out to see any movie anymore, except Batman, Star Wars, something like that. Yeah, because and you know, it's a wonderful problem that we have so much good TV to watch to catch up on.
Yeah. We are in the golden age of TV right now.
Yeah.
This is the golden age of TV. And it's all because of streaming. The FOMO, the only FOMO that's left is spoilers. That's it.
What's a FOMO?
Yeah, that's why I'll watch movies in the theater because I don't want to get spoiled.
Fear of what?
To me, that's the only reason to see a movie now is to avoid spoilers.
Yeah,
you know, that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, Jamie.
Right, Stephen, I couldn't hear you. FOMO means what?
Fear of missing out.
Oh,
FOMO.
Yeah. Well, that's the frustrating part. It's like people are talking all about this thing. It says, I haven't seen it. I finally got to see the end of Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Did you see the end of Peacemaker?
Yeah. Which I finally.
Jamie, I saw the end of Peacemaker. My wife wanted me to relay to you that she liked 6 out of the 9 episodes.
That's better than Book of Boba Fett.
Okay, so has everybody seen? My wife's just entering. What was the number?
Hi, honey.
How many? No,
There's 8 episodes.
Yeah. How many of them did you like?
2.
Oh, 2.
Oh,
Sorry.
2.
Oh,
what?
That's worse than Boba Fett.
3. But my favorite part is the eagle.
She loves the She likes
Eagly.
Eagly.
Eagle is the best.
Do you know the opening? You know that opening dance sequence?
Yeah.
Every time that eagle comes in, she loses her mind.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. She thinks it's the best damn thing ever. It was
I wasn't familiar with that dragon character. Was he in the Peacemaker series or somewhere else?
Yeah,
He's in the comics.
Character from the comics. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the comics.
When he was with Charlton or when he went to DC?
That I don't know, but
I don't know.
the costume is fairly accurate. Yeah.
There you
Right.
go. Best opening in television, right there.
I'm telling you right now, Vigilante is the breakout character from that show.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is the best character on that show.
DC's gonna relaunch Vigilante, I think. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so what was the other show we watched? The cop one that Tom Cruise did. What was that called again?
That Tom Cruise did.
No, Tom Cruise did a movie and then he did
Reacher?
Reacher.
Right.
Reacher.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I like the first one.
so Reacher is an amazing series, except for the last episode. Just
Oh,
Quinn
don't.
cliche.
Don't.
I'm not going to spoil it. It was cliche and crap.
Now I'm just going to watch the whole series going, okay, how bad is the last episode? How bad is this going to get? Oh, my God. I'm going to be so disappointed now. That's what you do when you do that.
Well, then you just did that to Jamie on the Batman.
But that's
It's all right. It's all right, Joe. I was prepared for disappointment.
Wait a second.
I mean,
What
we
did
got
I
a guy who didn't even work out to play Batman. Really?
What did I
You
do
can
on the
tell.
Batman? I told you it was a good show.
My wife's about to step in, guys. She's like, whoa. But anyways, so you remember how I wasn't feeling Peacemaker?
Yeah.
They completely stuck the landing.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Activate human bullet. Best
Oh,
ending in television history.
yeah.
How she's not dead, I have no idea.
I could not stop. It was the funniest goddamn thing.
The plot
last-
armor was strong with this one.
The last two episodes were just gold. Gold, Jerry. Gold. But I figured out what I didn't like. They had a lot of talking about nothing. Like, seriously.
Not
Yeah,
talking about
they
what?
would digress. They digress a lot.
Yeah.
Not talking about what?
Nothing. Like the whole thing about rock. Like they kept coming back to like, oh, there's never a bad time to rock. I don't care. I have nothing. That has absolutely nothing to do with the story you're telling.
Yes,
Like they had a
they're a bunch of weird morons. Yes, go
Yeah.
figure. Right. They were into the heavy metal, and the vigilante obviously is a deep thinker. Yes, we got that. And you know, when you cut off your toe, you can't walk. It's a fact. Honest. Look at Kunta Kinte. They did that to him to hobble him. Okay.
I just love they sent in that one guy to put the mask down. He got halfway down the stairs, saw the cow, and went, "No, I'm out." And then he broke his leg tripping.
Oh, Economos, yeah. Dye beard.
Okay. So how about Guardians of the Galaxy next? Are we gonna like him?
Like who?
Who?
That's right.
Him?
Why do I even talk to you?
Him who?
Well, you gotta be
Who's
more
on,
specific.
who's on first? That's right. Him. Okay.
James Gunn?
No.
Oh, who is on first?
Well,
Chris Pratt?
see, you act like you're like this super historian on comic books, and then I throw like one little thing at you.
Him. Oh,
Him.
Yes, him. Mustafa. He's talking about him.
Him.
him and
Who?
her.
No.
But they're not going to call him him, and they didn't call her her.
You know, one of the things that the Guardians does that occurs to me is they don't mind having those crazy costumes where all the other movies play them down to just monochromes. You know, it's like I expect him to have a lovely gold lame jumpsuit on, you know, or something. With lots of
There's
jewelry.
no way they're going to call him him. They're just going to say
no,
Adam.
eventually they're not, but they
No,
started.
they just say Adam. Yeah.
They're gonna dress him up like Gold Dust, the wrestler.
Right.
Yeah. I hope they get rid of the eyes and they put the little smoky stuff around it.
Right.
Mm.
I just think it's great that Peacemaker, they didn't go, well, that's a really stupid helmet. We have to do something about it. It says, no, it's a really stupid character. Keep the helmet.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That he's going into a Denny's wearing it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the helmet going?
Yeah.
Did the helmet always have powers? Was the helmet
not
always
until the
a gimmick?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Because that racist pile of shit is smart enough to be a Tony Stark and invent all those things?
Well,
Yeah.
it was a portal that went into another dimension. So like,
Yeah,
he
like a
just
pocket
stole it,
universe or something.
right?
Kind of thing.
He stole it from somewhere
Must have.
because he's not a smart guy. It doesn't come across.
No.
as smart.
To this I say, ching chang chopstick. A good comeback. A really good. What a moron.
But who has a helmet that gives the wearer scabies? And why does Peacemaker keep thinking it gives other people scabies when it's supposed to give the wearer scabies?
Also, Also, if it's the human torpedo, what does it do? Suction your skull and fly with you as if your neck is not going to get ripped off?
Yeah, would you just
If
fly
that
out
Exactly.
makes
again?
sense.
It's a
Yeah.
prototype. He establishes it's a prototype.
Because after all, I completely believe that those two wings on Namor's ankles really propel him through the world.
Wait,
Oh my
no.
god.
And you
Wait.
know how often I've tried to get a radioactive spider to bite me and they just won't take, even if I rub Limburger on me? It's just terrible.
Anyways, we're in overtime, guys. We got to do the top of the hour. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still with us, and I hope you are,
You're missing the 8th show. Actually.
thank you for sticking with us. I forget what the hell we talk about. I threw my papers in the air, and Uncle Joe has hijacked the show. But we're
That's
gonna go
right.
through featured artwork. Here we go. One more time. Bob McLeod, who basically was thinking about coming on, that's all we were talking about.
He tuned
Yeah,
in.
Joe number 100.
He was tired from last week.
Yeah. Chad Hardin, we've got your Black Cat, Sweet Innocent Me. Francine Delgado. Oh, look who's here.
Just in time.
Hello,
Hello,
darling.
everybody.
Hello, darling.
She's mine. She's mine. Go ahead.
Talk to us about this Rouge Derby.
So this is the lovely Rogue from the X-Men, and I did a while ago this lineup of different X-Men characters as a roller derby team. Rogue is one of them. And funny thing about this, when I was doing this lineup, I never played roller derby because I'm very bad with skates. But I had some friends that were doing it, and I went to a couple of games, and I really like it. So I thought, this idea of, let's have X-Men doing this, and yeah, that's how the whole thing came into place.
Okay, there we go. Jamie Coker, we got your Mars attacks. Mr. Mulligan flying over the Atlantic back from Abu Dhabi. Your Darth Vader. Uncle Joe, we've got you, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Who can kick Darth Vader's ass? I'm just saying.
That's what happens when you have the high ground. John, who apparently fell asleep in bed instead of coming on with us. We got your Batman and Punisher. Lobos, we got Catwoman. Mustafa, Jean Grey. And line. All right. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There's your featured art prints for today. If you want to claim it, so be it. Just say claim Mars, and love you to help you out. And also for today, if you claim 2, you'll get a third one of these free. Claim 2, you'll get a third one free. Why not? Let's see it burn up the shelves.
We're throwing the house out of the window, guys.
We got until the end of the show. You want to claim 2 of these, we'll give you a third one free.
Can you do 2 of the same one?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So let's go. But the third one is our choice. You don't get you pick 2, we do a mystery third. But anyways, here we go. Go to mbartist.com, whether you want fine art, platinum, or canvas. Put in the code, free shipping. You'll just get that free shipping. Anyways, we said today we were going to do a giveaway. And we called it the Love Jeet One Time Only Gets the Pick giveaway. And she has picked. And the Oscar goes to Love Jeet's biased pick because there is no random to this. I just said, today, Love Jeet, you pick whoever the hell you want. And she picked,
Her husband.
no bias whatsoever, Luke Holbrook. Congratulations, Luke. Let's see what you won. It's Plinko time. Let's rip it around. Let's see what you won, Luke. You've won a black piece of paper. Congratulations, Luke. You've won a black. Oh, there you go.
So he won
It's
a
one of the
black
covers
canvas?
from the 90s.
Wow.
It's the Spider-Man 9/11 cover. There you go. Luke.
So probably you guys already talked about this, but who is going to Toronto in 2 weeks, yes, or 1 week?
Next
1 week.
Next week.
One
Oh,
week.
next week.
Everybody
You gonna be
here
there, Joe?
in Toronto, except for Jamie. Jamie is pretending to be Chad Hardin.
Okay.
Everybody here will be at Toronto next week. So if
Yay.
you're around, stop by. Congratulations, Luke Holbrook. You won a print. I have no idea what print it is. It was supposed to appear over there. It did. Love G will get a hold of you. We know who you are. Anyways, congratulations. All right, there we go. Let's get that off the board. Nice try. Fran, you missed so much great television. There you go. Hey, Mustafa, since Lobos is featured, our print is this Catwoman. How do you compare this Catwoman to the others?
She was good. I liked her. Yeah, she looked a lot like the year 2 source material. So, yeah, I thought she was good.
Okay.
The costume was not. I mean, it was very. Just I'm trying to sneak in. I don't know why they don't say Catwoman. If they can figure out how to say Ant-Man in a movie, they should be able to figure out how to say Catwoman. They can't say
Well,
Wonder Woman in a movie.
They never say Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises either, though, do they?
Yeah, exactly. Like I understand the source material where it comes from and own it, and don't try to be like, oh, we're too good for it. We're better than it. You know? Like, just say it. Ant-Man said Ant-Man. That's a goofy name, and they said it.
Sorry, I just been advised. The reason why we didn't see anything go around is because Lovejeet said she wanted to pick the print for Luke.
Oh,
There you go, Luke.
You got it already.
Right.
Bob McLeod didn't appear for his 12 minutes because he decided to sign this instead for you. There you go. Congratulations, Luke. X-Men is coming your way if I don't bend it. All right.
You know, when Bob shows up for 12 minutes in dog years, that's like an hour. So it's
I think he's still recovering from the 12-minute chain
right.
that we had put him through last week. Speaking of which,
yeah, you have like a whole hour of him last week, so that means like he's not gonna appear at least in 2 months.
pretty much.
He used up all his time.
And
Yeah.
I know that somebody here has spotlight today, right?
Oh wait, here, let me reach through. Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe's joining me at the top of the hour, 5 o'clock.
Uncle Joe's moving kind of slow at the junction. Anybody get that one at all in this crowd? Anybody? No. Okay. You know, I had somebody named Love G call me up to let me know that somebody ordered something on my Amazon account. It was.
Was it? Well, Lovejeet is such a common name.
Yeah. Okay.
In India.
Anyway.
Anyways, it's show and tell time, and then we'll go to the top thing I had on my list, which nobody's talked about, which I think is ironic whatsoever. But if you're like Fran and you're just joining us, you missed us. We talked about the Batman.
I'm nothing like Fran.
We talked about.
Did you see Batman, Fran?
No.
Ask Mustafa what he thinks of it.
Oh,
That's
God.
fine.
No, let's not. She can go back and watch it.
Do you love it as everybody else? Yeah. Don't talk about it anymore.
We can talk about it in Toronto next week.
Yeah. There you go. It will still be playing here. All right. And you can go watch it with the Timmy's Double, Mustafa. All right.
Ooh, I don't know what that is.
We talked about it. When you get off the plane, you're going to go
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, that.
Apparently he was
gotta
in
see
the
it
show,
again.
but he was not putting attention at the show.
He's going to get off the plane. I told him, do not pass go. Stop at Tim Hortons and ask for a double.
A double. I get or a triple. You said, right?
Well, if you really want to get your calories up, yeah, you can go for
I
that.
do.
That's a double toilet in trouble. It's
Yeah, that's it. And be prepared for like a half-hour walk or something. You said, right?
Yes, Pearson
Okay.
Airport. Yeah, you're gonna be walking for a while.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, please, Fran. How many times have you been to Toronto?
Like 4.
Okay, so when you get off the plane, how long do you walk to get to customs?
Not that much, but most of the time I've been trapped in the airport. So I have been only 2 times going outside the airport. The other 2 times I have been trapped in the airport, so that doesn't count.
I think I just love watching you do this.
Yeah. You got all kinds of visual aids going on.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like suddenly M&M's in my head. Round the outside. All right, here we go.
You know why?
Show time.
You know
Jamie.
why? Because nature pours a vacuum.
There's some stuff I'm working on, but this is one I just finished.
Hey, cool.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh, I know
Hey.
that guy.
What's the CAD mean?
Well, you know that old
Name.
Eastwood movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly?
Right. So what's
So this
CAD?
is The Good, the Cad,
His name
and
is
the Ugly.
Cad.
Oh, his name is CAD.
Cad Bane.
Ah.
The Star Wars cowboy bounty hunter. And one of my favorite characters.
Which I figure is what you want to talk about, Steven, right? The new Obi.
Oh yeah, in a second.
Yeah,
we got.
That's your number one thing, right?
Don't
That's our
talk
like
about
last
it.
thing.
I
That's your
think-
number one thing.
Why wouldn't anybody talk? That's like number one on my list.
Yeah,
List.
it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine.
We just got away from Tatooine. Why are we going back? No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
right.
Because it's-
kidding.
Because in that multi-billion-dollar soundstage with 3D TVs all over the place, all they can do is desert.
Hey, I'm telling you, that show looks expensive.
Right.
Better than
So-
Boba Fett.
Yep.
So I know that Mustafa does not want a sequel to Book of Boba Fett, but all these one-shots, Hawkeye, do you want more? Do you want them to come back, or you figure, 6 episodes is enough of Hawkeye? We've done that.
I think they're good. I don't think they need more.
You don't want to see her come back in her own series?
No,
Not
she
in her
was-
own series, but in something else. Yeah, she's great.
Young Avengers?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they're teeing up, Young Avengers.
Yeah.
All right, Mustafa, show and tell time.
Well, I know you want me to finish this thing, so I figured I'd try working on it during the show. I'm not really far along on it though.
What was it? You just move it.
Oh,
to
Optimus.
what?
It was blue. It was blue.
Very blue. It's very blue.
Optimus.
Yep. Does he
Yeah,
die?
He does die, yeah.
He always,
When he comes back.
he comes
And
back.
then, like Jesus, he is resurrected.
Yep.
Hey,
There's one. There's a print someone should do. Optimus Prime up on the cross.
Nope.
Oh, no.
you
He
could
died
get
for our
trouble on
transforming
that one.
Like, everybody's like, no.
Absolutely not. Transform and
just
roll
have-
out from that.
Why don't you just have Optimus Prime walking into an abortion clinic? Would that work for you?
Optimus Prime and a Jew walk into a bar.
Oh my god.
Optimus Prime, a Jew, and a priest walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "What is this, a joke?"
Fine. What are you working on, Joe?
Fred, on the
And
ball.
cancel.
No, because I see Joey showing something, but I cannot see what he's showing.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you working on, Joe?
It's an abstract piece I'm thinking about.
What about the other
It's
side?
textured. All right. It's a recreation of a John Byrne Elsewin page I'm inking, but not a lot because I'm talking too much.
So you print it out on gray.
It does.
Yeah. That's by choice. Is there
Yes. It's
there a-
easier to see.
okay.
And when you erase it, if the little flecks of it left, it looks like a graphite drawing that wasn't completely erased.
So you
So
print
it
it
looks
out and
newer.
you can erase it?
Yeah, like any other Xerox. If you don't print it too densely.
Okay.
So you can lighten it up with do one on regular comic book paper, take a regular eraser, erase it, and go, oh, look, it lightens up. And so when you're done erasing it, most of it will be covered with your ink.
Okay.
And that isn't will kind of look like little specks of graphite.
And when it's time to scan it, do
Are
you
you
feel
paying
like
me for this advice?
yeah, a little.
Okay.
I do your credit cards.
Okay.
Okay. So when
I
so
like
when
how
it's
your
time
voice went up 2 octaves.
yeah, well, I mean, shit, I'm just asking questions, man. Okay,
Mr. Wilson.
so when it's time to scan, like it doesn't get muddy when you have like the little bit of the gray and the black with it.
He doesn't scan.
Usually, no, that I'm aware of, but also usually these are commissions that are just given to the client.
So there's
But
no scanning.
But they erase.
Okay.
They erase a lot.
Yeah.
You know? And if you're not too dense with the first printing, it could disappear altogether. And it
Yeah.
feels more like really inking instead of killing yourself finding blue lines all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. I find like in the last few years, it's been a lot harder for me to see the blue. I think it has to do with getting old.
Yeah, you're in your 40s, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's harder now.
Yeah. Francine, marry younger than you, so you know. If they
I mean, the
die,
older
they
guys
die.
know what they're doing.
Right. If they die, they die.
Well, they better know what they're doing. They can't see it.
Okay, yeah.
Joe,
Yeah. They just have to feel their way.
Good tip.
Francine, do you find that you have a lot of women friends who are into the same stuff you are, or they can't understand why you're into comic books and things like that?
I think I have a lot of artists, friend artists. Like, oh, yeah, They are. I have a lot of geek friends, so even when they are not artists, they are into games and other stuff. So yeah,
Okay.
All right, Fran, show and tell
that
time.
is something that is newer, like 10 years, more than 10 years ago, it was like almost none, but now it's more common. Okay, show and tell. I'm not drawing anything new, but this is like a oh shit again with my
Oh no!
okay this
Magic act.
again. So
What
this
what
is
are
a-
we supposed to be looking at here?
So this is a test that I'm doing with different little metallic prints I'm going to be having at Toronto. So if anybody's going to Toronto,
cool.
you can see this firsthand. But they're like little cards, like trading cards, and it's very cool. Like I was on a table at Vancouver next to Chad Hardin, and he has this very cool little metallic plaques. And Joe gave me the contact, and I'm doing some for Toronto. It's very
Oh, cool.
very
Is
cool.
that what I'm bringing?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, I have another question that should fill up the next 10 minutes. Do you guys feel like works for hire, like Guns for Hire? Speaking of that Chad guy, it's like, okay, draw Barbie, draw a bad guy, draw Artemis Prime. Is there any like emotional investment in this thing? It's sort of like, all right, did my job. When I do my paintings and drawings, I feel a little bit more invested and personal. But when I sit down to ink a comic book page, I do the best I can, and it doesn't mean a lot to me. Do you find you have any emotion to the work you are doing?
Oh, I'm gonna answer that one because in my case, I think I do because I don't work many titles at the same time. I work only a few titles, and most of them are like things that I care for it. So I have different writers coming to me and pitch me some of their ideas, and the ones that I go ahead and I help them on the pitch or we work together in something is because the idea what they pitch feels interested to me or resonate somehow in what I'm doing. Most of the time, because I have done some covers or other things like that, that is just like work for hire. But most of the time when I get like to do sequential pages, it's because I'm interested in the story that is behind. So I do get emotionally involved in those projects.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Jamila? That's you. Yeah.
Oh man. If anything, I guess I equate it to commissions. I try to find something that I attach to. If I can't, then I'm just cranking some kind of music to get me in some kind of mood to get it done. Because otherwise the headspace just doesn't feel right, and I have to have some kind of attachment somehow to what I'm drawing.
Yeah. Maybe it's because I'm an inker and I don't start from zero that I can have a certain attachment to it. But when I'm painting it, it is all me. So, and when I paint something, unless it's a commission, it's what I want to paint.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, that's a good point because if it's halfway done and you're coming into it, it's harder to get attached to it. Where if you're a penciler, you're basically creating something from nothing. So you're it's kind of like birthing something. So there is going to be that emotional attachment to it.
Yeah, but also
like
if you come or if you're part of a team and everybody knows what the story is going to be about. You have a writer, you have a penciler, and you're going to be the inker. But you're also part of the creative team that is making the idea come to life. So it doesn't matter if you are not the writer or you are not the penciler. What matters is that you're also part of the creation process, and then you will get more invested. And I think that you're very right when you said that one of the reasons you get more invested in your own paintings is because you are conceiving the whole idea. Mm-hmm. But I think for us as an artist, we like to create stuff. So when you're part of the creational or the creativity initial process is when you get a little bit more invested.
Well, admittedly, it was 40 years ago, but I took pride and joy in doing the Captain America series with Bird. And I made a point of doing the covers special. I wanted them to stand out. So there's all kinds of effects and stuff. And I was proud of being part of the team. But now if somebody says, here's 8 pages inked them, I go, well, okay, there's your job. You know, so but I don't know, just generally being a commercial artist when you're at the mercy of art directors and clients and deadlines and so forth and so on, you can forget why you wanted to be an artist, which was supposed to be fun and magic, and something came from nothing to something and you did it, and now it's I mean, I guess it's like any other job, you know. I mean, doctors probably get bored of doing their 400th appendectomy too, you know, but they do it, and they wanted to be a doctor because they wanted to heal people, and now it's rote.
Well, I do know, like, and tell me if you feel the same way, Fran, but when I was in animation, there was a level of competition that would happen as well, not just within the team, but also the other shows that were going on in the studio. Everybody
is coming to we are reading.
Pretty cool.
I love it. We are all reading the.
Jared, you made the whole show just freeze to
Hello,
real.
Jared.
Hey, Jared.
So if this is not a spotlight, tell me what it is. Everybody's talking. Or like,
Wait, we should celebrate. It's somebody we've never heard of before. This is
Hi, Jared.
we've just improved by 40%.
Jared, if you're looking for Chad, Chad no home. Chad comes once in a while.
Is Chad coming to Toronto next week?
He is.
Sweet.
Jamie couldn't make it, so Chad filled in for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's buying the poutine?
Who's buying the poot?
I'll get the first round.
There you go.
I love poutine.
Extra curds on Mustafa.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, so we've got 4 minutes left. Let's shoehorn this thing in. I want to talk about it if it kills me, because what are you rolling your eyes for?
It's fine. Oh, this is a visual medium. Sorry. Here, we'll do this. Okay, go ahead.
All right, old man Mustafa.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not your emo Batman, but it's Star Wars.
That's not my emo Batman. That is not my.
All right, how much did you hate that trailer, Mustafa?
I haven't seen it.
What?
No, I mean, I hadn't seen it. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
While we talk. Is it
Jamie,
cool?
let's talk about it. Did you see it?
Yes, of course.
Of
Is it cool?
course. What do you think?
It looks a hell of a lot better than Book of Boba Fett. I'll tell you that much right now.
Oh, it looks very polished.
Mustafa. It doesn't look like a student film. It looks like an actual Star Wars
So it doesn't
project.
look like Boba Fett 1 through 4. Okay, good.
Yeah, it looks cool, and they even had Joel Edgerton come back.
I saw a little still of that. That was cool.
Yeah.
He was a nobody in Force Awakens, and now he's like, yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool.
You know what else?
He hasn't been the character since 2005.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah. So that was cool.
So obviously, I'm waiting for the internet to blow up of all the characters they brought from Rebels into this show and how they don't look like the animated counterpart.
Was there a lot of characters from Rebels on this?
No, they brought the Inquisitors in.
I don't know what that is.
The voiceover at the beginning is one of the Inquisitors. Oh, look, there's little Mark Hamill.
Oh, is that supposed to be Mark Hamill?
Yeah. Do you think they'll DH him?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, the voiceover on this, it looks like this is going to be narrated, and I hope it is by those guys, the Inquisitors, because that'd be cool. Where they're searching for for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's kind of just weaving through it. That'd be cool. Oh, there's Owen. Before the blue milk incident. So, anyways, I thought it looked great. Are you excited to see this, Jamie?
Oh yeah, like
I'll watch it.
we were watching it we saw the trailer on YouTube last night, and I turned to Trisha and I was like, God dang it, they sucked me right back in.
And he's got the spinning lightsaber happening, and
Yep.
no, it looks like
son of a gun.
Joe. Do you care?
I care that eventually the entire world will know how to pronounce the name Ud. So that's really all I care.
There you go. Fran's watching it right now.
No, I love Star Wars. I'm happy to see it. Absolutely. I don't, and you know, I'm not the expert you guys are. I couldn't name this guy and that guy because I have no idea who you're talking about. But yeah, it's great stuff. Anybody watch the new Picard?
I haven't got there yet. Are you happy with it?
I wasn't happy with the first season because it just took too long to get to stuff.
I heard the end was really failing for a lot of people.
Where are they streaming that one?
Disney.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it started nice, and I'm glad to see the world of Star Trek continue all over the place. You know, he's old. You know, the actor's 75 years old, but he's supposed to be 98, I think.
Oh wow!
In the series. But it's okay. No, because he's supposed to live in those days. You're supposed to live to be 130 easily. You know, but
the season 2 looks good.
well, that's what I'm saying. I saw the first episode, but here's the thing. You won't remember this, but somebody came into the studio I was working in, and they brought these 3-foot tall stand-up cardboard advertisements of this series that looked so good called Space 1999.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrible. It was bad.
TV series.
It was bad. You might want to look at the comic books because I worked on them. But basically what happens is the moon, through a big accident, starts wandering off in space with a space station on it. And nobody talks about the fact that probably the Earth has been destroyed because the moon is just left out of the gravitational pull. And the fact that the moon seems to go from planet to planet in a remarkable speed, you know, keeps running into aliens and stuff, you know. But it looked good. Everything looks good until you hear it and you see it and you go, oh, I saw the best parts in the preview.
Oh.
The moon had a bad breakup with Earth.
Yeah.
Hey, Steven, real quick, what are the odds we're going to see Darth Maul in this Obi-Wan thing?
Pretty good, I think.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
good.
Pretty
They
good.
haven't teased him or anything. You're just going to hear a voice, and then the next episode it'll be him, right?
Well,
Maybe.
they've already said that there's going to be. This is supposed to be the ultimate rematch. So you know you're going to get a one.
Oh, they already said it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know you're gonna get Vader v Kenobi round 2. But it'd be really cool if they threw in the curveball and Maul's involved.
They also said this. You're gonna see Vader the most vicious he's ever been.
Oh, good. Are Jedi warriors celibates? Do any of them have girlfriends or wives? Does anybody kiss anybody ever?
Yeah. Well, they established in the Clone Wars that Obi-Wan gets involved with a Mandalorian.
Yeah, with Bo-Katan Kryze's sister.
But we don't know that he ever had a wife or children, which would be a nice sort of plot to delve into.
Well, originally that was supposed to be Rey. Rey was supposed to be a offspring of Ben Kenobi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that went sideways when The Last Jedi came out, and
everything went sideways.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to continue it, but it's 4:32, and Uncle Joe needs a break before he does his spotlight. So
in half an hour?
In a half an hour.
In half an hour, Joe.
Please come back in a half an hour, and let's see what Joe's going to draw for you guys to buy. We're going to do an auction.
Oh, is that what's happening?
A sneak peek.
Do you
have an idea what you want to draw or not?
Well, usually we see who shows up and we say, okay, what do you want to see Joe draw? And then if it's anything like last week, Bob's going to be, no.
Yeah.
What did he say no
you
to?
can pick up whatever you want to draw.
What did he say no to?
Predator.
Yeah, I'm saying
That's
no
complicated.
To that. Yeah.
Predator, Gundam. What else? What else?
It was like
that is. It was like they kept throwing out these characters, and Bob's like, no.
I'll draw any character whose name starts with a W. I'm really that open.
Okay.
Okay, so we know what he's going to
Walter
draw.
the dog it is.
I'll draw the Watcher.
Okay. The Watcher. There you go. The Watchers who watches.
Okay.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, until next week, or hopefully we'll see you in a half hour. So let's go through this in a half hour.
I'm much funnier when these guys aren't around. So don't go back.
We have a one-on-one. Me and Uncle Joe are going to go through the family tree and figure out how this connects. And next week there will be no shows because we're all going to be in Toronto except for Jamie. And the week after that, we will be back to our usual standard time, and our spotlight will be Mr. Chad Hardin. So he will appear for a spotlight. He won't do this show, but he'll do the spotlight. So anyways, until next week.
His battles.
I wish I had those standards too, but okay. So.
Jamie, what do we ask people to do?
Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's see. What's the question we should have him answer?
If we have enough subscribers, if we make a goal, Jamie will take off his hat.
No. If we have enough
Snail.
subscribers, snails, Steven, snails.
Anyway, from the Great White North and all places in between. We'll see you in Toronto next week, guys. Bye.